One morning I woke up and discovered I couldn't even leave my own land. No storm, no accident. Just a brand new brick wall, nearly 8 feet tall, stretching right across the end of my driveway. My only way in or out. No warning, no phone call. Only a metal sign bolted to the wall that read, "Private wall construction, approved by Briar Ridge HOA." Here's the catch. I was never part of that HOA. My place sits on 10 acres that I inherited from my uncle long before Briar Ridge's luxury homes started sprouting up. Their neighborhood is all about gated entrances, manicured lawns, fancy mailboxes, and fountains with lights. Mine, a gravel road, a red barn, and an old '87 pickup that still runs strong. That contrast drove the HOA crazy. For years they tried buying me out, starting with polite offers, moving on to pressure, and finally throwing out threats. They claimed my land was an eyesore dragging down their property values. But I never budged. This land is my history, where I learned to shoot, where my uncle taught me to fix anything with duct tape, and where my dog is buried. And now they literally boxed me in, with zero legal right to do it. See, the end of my driveway connects to Old Mill Road. It used to be a county road decades ago before being abandoned. What they didn't know? I quietly bought that strip of road at auction 5 years back. Legally mine, meaning their shiny new wall wasn't even on their property. So I called the sheriff, showed him my deed. He asked if I wanted the wall torn down. I told him no, I've got a better plan. First, I hired a welder to put up a giant gate, 14 feet tall, painted neon green, plastered with signs saying, "Private road, no trespassing, toll access only." Then I had a buddy drop off an old toll booth he had from a racetrack. We set it up right in the middle of Old Mill Road, facing Briar Ridge's only exit. By morning, cars were lined up. The HOA president, Richard, the same guy who once called my place a disgrace, marched down furious. He yelled, "You can't block our community's access." I calmly handed him my toll schedule. Residents, $250 per month. Guests, $10 per entry. HOA board members, $500 per month, non-negotiable. He exploded, threatened lawsuits, media, even the mayor. But I'd already spoken to the sheriff, filed trespassing charges, and collected drone footage of their crew building that wall on my land. Then I mailed every homeowner in Briar Ridge a letter explaining the situation, complete with photos, legal papers, and an offer. Tear down the wall, apologize, and pay for the damages, and I'd consider waiving the toll. Turns out most residents had no clue what Richard and his board were doing. He'd blown $80,000 of HOA funds on a wall built illegally. Within a week, the wall was gone. 2 weeks later, Richard resigned. 3 weeks later, I got a check covering every cent I'd spent on the gate, the booth, and reseeding the grass they ruined. But the gate? That's still there, as a reminder. Because now I control the only road out of their community. So next time someone thinks about pushing around a quiet country neighbor, they might want to ask themselves who actually owns the ground under their tires.